Let's preview the Vikings' first preseason game. All right, welcome back to the Onebar Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus, and football season is back. Vikings taking on those Las Vegas Raiders Sunday, 3/25. Let's go.
Yeah, it's 2 days away. I was just doing the math in my head. It took me a long time to figure it out, but it's 2 days away. Vikings football is back, baby. Cannot wait. Again, we'll be going live with a horned up post game after the first preseason game. It's a lot to say. It's a mouthful, and I always like to have my mouthful of Liftbridge beer. How about you?
Mouthful, belly full, everything full. Liftbridge. Like sometimes I take a bath in it, so be sure to check out the local liquor store and grab some Liftbridge. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 8,000 subs. Let's do this. Hit that sub button right there. But preseason game one, I mean, we're not going to sit and break down the Raiders or anything like that. We're going to talk about players we want to see show up because something tells me we're not going to see many starters, if any.
Well, that's the first thing I want to talk about. Are we going to see any starters? Last year, they didn't really start any, especially on offense. I mean, the big guys, the Cousins, the Cooks, Jefferson. Personally, I don't want to see any of them. There's no need to. We don't need to. We don't want to. Why risk it? Look at Daniel Jones last night just getting blown up by the Patriots defense. Well, I don't want to see Kirk Cousins take any hits. So I don't want to start any quarterback out there.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to see any starters. I don't think we're going to see any starters. When you look at the Rams, if Kevin O'Connell is going to continue that trend of what they do, they don't even play at all, barely in the preseason. So I don't think we'll see any starters, which I am just fine and dandy with. Maybe we'll see a little Armon Watts or something sprinkled in there, but I'd even be surprised if we saw him.
You can't hurt Armon Watts. He is made of steel, so he can go out there. It's fine. So who are some players you're excited to get your first real glimpse at in-game action on the Minnesota Vikings?
First time they're out there as a Viking?
I guess it doesn't have to be first, but who are you excited to see on Sunday?
I'm excited to see everybody. Just something about backups. I mean, preseason gets old pretty quick, but Smith Marset, I hope we get a little bit of glimpse of him. The backup quarterbacks, everybody wants to see them. Everybody wants to see how these guys are going to perform. So those are my number one on my list to see if these guys can step up. I'm not going to name all of the players. I want to give you a little helping as well.
Appreciate that. I got three I really want to see. And it's, Lewis Cine, number one, our first pick, our number one rookie. I want to see this guy play. What does he look like? How does he move? It's always fun to see him in the purple official jerseys for the first time. So I'm excited to see that. Jalen Naylor, another guy, I mentioned this in the live the other night, but he's making some big plays. I want to see it continue, see him stretch the field, whether it's Manning or Mon throwing him some bombs. Definitely want to see Jalen Naylor. And then it's our kicker, Greg Joseph. I want to see if he can do this in game action. The guy is completely locked in. Last night, he ended practice with a 60-yarder. That probably would have been good from about 67. He is just absolutely in the zone, and I hope it carries over. I hope he's not peaking now in August. It's really what I'm worried about.
Nah, he's got it. He could go out there and kick that thing with his Peter from 60 yards out, and that thing would be dead down the uprights. The guys you said, Ty Chandler, I want to see him. I think he's going to put on a show. Patrick Jones, another one that I think has been getting a lot of love. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Cine. I mean, I know he's a rookie. He's got to get out there, but how much do they play him? I mean, how much do they play a guy that is probably going to end up being a very valuable starter as early as week one? You never know. So that will be interesting. I wouldn't care if we didn't see much of him at all.
Yeah, you don't want Lewis Cine to get Chad Greenway. Remember his rookie year kickoff, first preseason game?
Return or kickoff. It was brutal.
Blew his leg right off. All right,
I got more. Chaz Surratt. I want to see him. Really, any defense. I want to see everybody. I'm just going to keep naming people so we can move on.
Yeah, we need to stop this because you're not going to stop. All right, so it's the first preseason game. Not usually, it doesn't really carry a lot of weight in most cases, but for a few guys, I think it actually does here for the Minnesota Vikings. Who are some players who need to have a big game this Sunday in Las Vegas, which is apparently under a monsoon? There's hotels just leaking everywhere.
Oh, sounds like me. I think James Lynch. I think James Lynch needs to have himself one hell of a showing. Chris Boyd, if you're a Chris Boyd fan or not, I mean, he's holding down that fifth spot on the cornerback depth chart. He needs to have a big game, and really any backup offensive lineman.
Am I a Chris Boyd fan? I'm a fan of Chris Boyd the person. I'm not a fan of Chris Boyd the player.
I'm just saying for his sake.
Oh, I know. I get it. No,
he
it was
needs
good
to have a very good game.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned James Lynch. Recent reports, you're hearing things about T.Y. McGill. You're hearing stuff about Jonathan Bullard stepping up. You're not hearing a damn thing about the Ginger Snap, so he definitely needs to step up. I have another Lynch on my list. It's Blake Lynch. Look at the first depth chart to come out. Blake Lynch was at the ass end of that thing. A guy who, when he's come in, he's actually looked pretty damn good in his brief stints with the Vikings, so I was surprised he was that low on the depth chart. Wyatt Davis, you mentioned offensive lineman. Wyatt Davis is the one to me really, really has to step up. We heard good things about Kyle Hinton yesterday.
I didn't mention him at all. I don't want to see him.
Yeah, Wyatt Davis, but I'm not saying you want to see him. He needs to have a big game. No. Otherwise, he may be one of the first handful of cuts. And I think the guy who number one has to have the biggest game of anybody is quarterback Kellen Mond. Hopefully, he gets the start. Again, it's just every practice he seems to have horrible moments and good moments. I want to see what he does in a game situation, especially if he does throw an interception. How is he going to bounce back? Because the Vikings, it's already picking up steam. It's picking up smoke. It may even have some flames here that the backup quarterback may not be on the roster.
Yeah, they don't need to just have a good game or a very safe game. They need to have a great game. One of these guys needs to come out and light it up. Malik Willis yesterday, I don't know if anybody saw him. He was out there lighting it up. So he needs to have a very, very, very good game. We always look at this when we preview regular season games, but Raiders got some former Vikings. They got Dan Carlson and Amir Abdullah. If you can name the third former Viking they have, I'm going to take my shirt off right now.
Do I get any kind of offense, defense, and anything?
3, 2, 1, 0. Tayshaun Bauer. Tayshaun Bauer's a Raider.
I'm glad he's still in the league.
Dominating.
All right, so we're already talking about who needs to have a big game. Who will have a big game this Sunday against the Raiders?
Is this our bold prediction, or is this just
no? Just who's going to have a big game? I have three. I think are definitely going to.
I'm just got one. I've said it all along. I think he's going to blow it up all preseason. It's Ty Chandler. I just think he's going to get a bulk of pretty much all the carries. Not all the carries, but him and Kovac will be splitting that rock back there. But Chandler is going to be making these third-string defensive linemen look damn near silly. He's going to have 100+ yards.
Yeah, I also had Ty Chandler. I had Kovac too. I think he's going to get a fair share of work. You look at, I don't see any reason why Madison, Cook, or even Ngwangu should get a touch, especially with Ngwangu's health so far this summer. So I think those guys are going to get heavy workloads. So I expect both those two to have very good performances. And the last guy I think is going to be all over the field, making plays, racking up tackles, is our rookie linebacker, Brian Asamoah. I think he's going to make a name for himself, get his name out there on Sunday.
Yeah, Naylor is another guy that sticks out to me. One thing that we haven't talked about that I want to see, like you want to see Greg Joseph just go out there and continue. I want to see Smith Marset return some punts. I want to see him catch him clean. I want him to give us some confidence. It's him and Naylor right now on the depth chart as far as the punt returners. We've talked about this for the last 2 years. We want a punt returner we can rely on. Clean catches. I don't give a crap if he gets 1 yard on the return or 40 yards on the return. Just make it look natural.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be, we want a guy we can rely on. Marcus Sherrill was never to worry about him dropping the football. The last couple of years with Osborne, it was horrifying. Even last year with Westbrook, he had a couple that were a little bit scary. So
very scary.
Catching the football. And I think another thing we should really watch for and be excited to see is Kevin O'Connell. What's he going to do? If it's a fourth down situation, I know it's a preseason, but is he going to be a guy who's aggressive? Is he going to go for it? Is he going to air it out on fourth down? Are we going to see, run, screen pass? What are we going to see? How is he going to call the plays? Something else to look forward to this Sunday.
Kevin O'Connell's debut. One thing that be very clear, but I don't give a shit what the final score is. Nobody gets hurt. Let's see some guys step up and really earn some spots out there.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. All right, let's put a big old shiny bow on this episode with the bold prediction. And I'm going to go first because mine's kind of depressing.
That's not the usually the theme of bold predictions, but if you're like going to predict an injury, don't just stop.
I'm not. So everybody, it's the first game of the season. Everybody's pumped. I'm gonna say bold prediction. 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We're gonna get a little bored with the game.
We're gonna what?
Be a little bored.
Bored? Oh yeah. I mean that'll happen. It always happens. We all get excited about preseason game, but I don't know if that's that overly bold.
Yeah, I was afraid it wasn't, but everybody gets so pumped, and you start just.
Well, bored or not,
it gets
be
ugly.
sure to
it gets
join
gross.
us. Be sure to join us after the game. We'll have plenty to talk about. My bold prediction is just that Chaz Surratt is going to have himself a game. He is going to get people excited. He's going to be the Audi Cole of 2000, whatever it was in preseason, ripping stuff up. By the end of the first game, I know it's preseason. You're going against third, fourth stringers, but Chaz Surratt's going to make us feel better about the selection that was made last year. That's my bold prediction.
I hope so. Never a fan of that pick. All right, so that's it. Bold predictions in. We thoroughly previewed this game. I'm excited for it. First Vikings game since last January. Cannot wait. Again, we'll be there afterwards, horned up live, breaking it down. Studs, turds. What was good? What was bad? What was hot? What was cold? What was wet?
Let us know your comments. I'm going to cut you off here. Let us know your bold predictions
waiting for you
down below, or if you got anybody that you want to see, let us know. Hashtag LiftBridge as always to win that 50 bones.
And remember this, asparagus can grow by about 7 inches per day.